Oh no. I did not like this. I didn't like this at all. Can we go back? I don't like it. Can we go back to X-Men Last Stand? I can't believe I'm asking this, but can we? X-Men Origins Wolverine is directed by Gavin Hood and stars Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Liev Schreiber, and Danny Huston. Or Huston. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his last name. We are on the road to New Mutants, and by road to New Mutants, I mean I started this review series too late. I don't review enough. I didn't review these movies enough, and now New Mutants is out, and I'm only on the fourth film in the X-Men franchise. So that's fun. I'm probably going to see New Mutants tomorrow, but it might be a little bit for the review, so I apologize for that. Follow me on Letterboxd, I'll probably review it there. I don't like this movie, and most people don't. Most people do not. So let's go with our positives with the movie, because there's like two of them. Well, actually three. And one of them is Hugh Jackman, because Hugh Jackman is pretty good, pretty awesome. I mean, come on, Hugh Jackman, do you expect any less from Hugh Jackman? Even when the movie's like awful, he's still gonna be like the best part of the movie most of the time, hopefully. You never know. But you hope that he will be. And in this case, yes, he was the best part of this movie. Another plus for this movie is that it is not 2 hours long. I don't think I'd survive if it was 2 hours long. Look at 107 minutes. Which sounds like a lot, but it's not. That's not a lot. So, thankfully. Well, could you imagine if this movie was 2 hours? It wouldn't have been fleshed out as well. They would just extended it, probably learned more about the Moon Wolverine thing, plotline, that's how he got his name or something. You know how a lot of people have problems with the Han Solo movie because they didn't want to know how he got his vest or how he got his blaster, because it wasn't stuff we were interested in. Do you want to know? That's pretty much how it was, but worse for this movie. Like, no one was wondering, hey, why did he start riding motorcycles? Hey, how did he get that leather jacket? It was like, ooh, his backstory, we're going to explore that, how he lost his memory. But it's like, the memory loss thing, which is probably the most intriguing thing about all this, is that it felt like they had forgotten, they forgot what they wanted to do for it. And then at the very end, they're like, oh my god, we forgot to do the memory loss thing. Adamantium bullet to the head. Bam. Lost memory. Don't worry, we thought this way ahead. But then we're going to do my other last good thing was Liev Schreiber. I think he was great as Sabretooth then. Oh, well, not great, but he was good as Sabretooth, and he probably could have been great if he was in a better movie. Like, imagine a good Wolverine movie with a well-written Wolverine, a well-written Sabretooth with Hugh Jackman and Liev Schreiber in it. That would have been perfect. I would have loved that. It would have been great. Those are like two perfect castings. And I would have been really entertained just by Liev Schreiber. I think he did the best of what he could do with this material, and if he had better material for Sabretooth, he could have easily been a standout part. He might have even surpassed Hugh Jackman. Who knows? And it's Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That's... Apparently when this movie came out, it was leaked online like months early. And CGI looked really unfinished. And people were like, oh, well, the movie's not even out yet. I'm sure CGI will be much more polished once the movie comes out. No, this is rough. Okay. The claws in X-Men 1, 2, 3 don't look perfect, but they look really good. They look really good, especially for like early 2000s CGI and stuff. They look good. What happened here? Why does the why do the fake CGI at some point claws from 2000 from the year 2000 look better than the CGI claws from 2009? Transformers and Iron Man have come out. Iron Man's great, Transformers isn't great, but both of them, but even you have to admit, like, the robots the Autobots and Decepticons look good in Transformers, and the Iron Man suit looks great in Iron Man. So, how is it possible that a comic book movie looks like that? And we still have that problem to this day with some comic book movies. Like, how does a comic book movie look like that? We spend so much money on it. Like, Endgame was like the gross domestic product of a small country. That's how much budget it had. So we put money into comic book movies. They shouldn't look bad anymore. CGI should be like the best part of all of them. Obviously, we weren't funneling as much money into comic book movies in 2009, but we're still funneling a lot of money into them. Especially one that had already had 3 previous successful movies. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I was not entertained. They ruined Deadpool. Thankfully, Ryan Reynolds got a second chance to play him, and he was amazing. Perfect casting for Deadpool. But like I said, this movie ruins Deadpool more than the Deadpool game ruins Deadpool. Which doesn't ruin him that much, but it's like, come on. He's more than jokes, people. He has a lot of emotional depth to the character. Which is why I like those two movies, because for anyone who has not watched it, there's emotional depth in those movies. Which are probably some of my favorite parts of those movies. We're not talking about Deadpool, though. We're talking about X-Men Origins, Wolverine. I want my suffering to end. Okay. I could go on and on about how awful this movie is, but I think you get the picture. This movie doesn't do anything right except for the casting. The special effects and the fight scenes are bad. They ruined Gambit, man. I love Gambit. They ruined Gambit. I'm good. X-Men Origins Wolverine, awful. Do not watch it. I'm going to give it a 1 adamantium bullet out of 100. Like I said, really, Liev Schreiber and Hugh Jackman kind of save it. Also, there's a really cool. The opening sequence to this movie is really cool. It's like a sort of montage of wars that Sabretooth and Wolverine fight in. It's so cool. It's actually really cool. Like, I didn't think I'd been watching it for the first time. Like, I can't remember when I first watched this movie, but like watching it for the first time, like, whoa. So the rest of the movie's gonna be like this, right? No. But it's a really cool sequence, and it's pretty much what earns that 1 point. Maybe even 2, but it's just a montage, and it's just the opening, and it's surrounded by horribleness that you kind of forget it happens until you think more about the movie. You're like, oh wait, that opening scene was awesome. So yeah, 1 out of 100. So yeah, did not like it. Have you seen X-Men Origins Wolverine? Comment to that in the comments below. If you like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, there was supposed to be another X-Men Origins movie, X-Men Origins Magneto. That movie was cancelled, for obvious reasons. But it was sort of revived in X-Men First Class. X-Men First Class is real good. But we'll talk more about that when we review it, because it is the next movie. X-Men First Class. Anyways, Jordan Reviews. Signing off.